Close to the camera. See, he's 5 pounds right now.
We're here at the media day for the 2021 Bassmaster Classic on Ray Roberts.
This is a tank. Look at the size of this thing.
Progress we've made so far on our Hobie PA14. Got it wired up for 12 volt right now. We got the P127. That money!
That's a monster!
Got one. Took him long enough, didn't it? He knows.
You know that's your outro.
I know, but I mean, like, I was waiting on you because, like, you just kind of put me on the spot and it's like it didn't flow. Like,
Whatever. All right, guys. All right, everybody. I want to thank y'all for tuning in to One Objective tonight. I know it has been a long time, and I feel like I say that all the time when we do these because it always is a long time before we do this. So, but anyways, I do want to thank y'all for tuning in on this. This is a pre-recorded show. Normally, we used to do live, and I think we'll eventually get back to that. But right now, with the busy time, with Chris is going to go on vacation.
Yeah.
I just got back from vacation, and then got back from vacation, then went to ICast. So it's just a busy time to stay consistent with a podcast for a live show anyway. So I think we're going to start moving over doing some pre-recordings for a little bit. And then if we got something super special and super crazy, that we'll do a live show. But right now, a lot of this will be pre-recording. We get a lot of comments from people like, hey man, when are you going to do another show? I love your stuff. When we're going to do another show? And, I'm like, I was talking with Chris. I said, I really want to get back into this. I really want to get back into doing some podcasts. I really enjoy it. This is my time to kind of sit back and vent with everybody on the fishing industry and all that, and plus learn so much from other guests that we have on. And I was actually trying to get something lined up, but we're going to have them for next Sunday show, which we won't have Chris. Chris will be gone. He's leaving us. And we hope you have a great time. This time it ain't no hurricane. Knock on wood. Let's do that right now.
Yeah, I don't think we have to worry about that.
Yeah. So you'll actually go down there and it won't be raining and flooding, and you won't get to watch people swimming around on couch cushions and
sitting on the dunes while there's
waves are crashing.
10-foot waves coming in on them.
So, but no, it's gonna be a great show. As you see the title of this show, ICast 2023, The Big Letdown. And that's what it was to me. And we're going to dig into that here in just a little while. And I'm going to let you know why. I think this is not a total negative show. I'm not here to bust nobody's chops or complain the whole time, because there was some pretty cool stuff that I did see down there. But all in all, like when you sit down and you really think about it and you're like the pros and cons of this show and how it was, and you look, man, this is a letdown. It really was. And I don't feel like I'm the first one that felt that way. So, but I do want to thank some of the sponsors that's helped sponsor our podcast show, that helped sponsor our YouTube channel. Great companies that we work for. We're really blessed to have these companies that are supporting us. The first one's Missile Baits. Great. Love working with them. Love working with John Cruz and Byron and Alex, which Alex, we had him on one of our shows for winning the co-angler side down here at Bugs Island / John Kerr Reservoir on North Carolina, Virginia border. So, but great group of guys. They had some really cool baits that they were releasing, colors and baits. I can't remember what they call that one now, but it's like the turd bait. Basically, that's what we call it, But for some reason, right at the top of me, forgot the name of that bait. But anyways, everybody knows what that was and what they did a really good job on it. I can't wait to get some and try them out. And never really thrown nothing like that. It's not my, when I throw Texas rigs and soft plastics, it's a stick bait or it's a crawl bait or like a destroyer. I love the baby destroyer. It's a creature bait. That's the kind of stuff that I flip around. So when you look at this, you're kind of like, what in the hell is this? Like, what do you do with this? But a lot of people love it, and they've done really well. And not just with this particular brand, because they just came out with this one, but there's other companies that have something very similar. So But it was a great time talking with them down at ICast, and we got some things in the works for this show, possibly for our YouTube channel as well, with some giveaway stuff. So make sure you go subscribe to our both YouTube channels, One Objective Bass Fishing and One Objective Outdoors, if you haven't done that yet. So also Amped Outdoors, I just got all the lithium put in my boat. We had them in James's. I haven't had the chance to get in my boat. Finally had the chance this weekend, putting the charger in. I got the 36 volt system, and then also have a 100 amp hour system just to run my electronics, because I'm gonna be quite honest with you, the cranking battery they put in the Ranger 198Ps, I mean, I think my wife's old Honda Accord had a bigger battery in it to start that car. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's just teeny, and everything it runs off of it. You're like, why did y'all do this, cheapos? But anyways. I was draining it, and you know how we are, Chris. Sometimes especially at nighttime, you kind of get in a rock, like the rock bluffs or old rocky bees.
Yeah.
Get down there and get to fishing. You don't start the boat up for a while. You can fish for hours back and forth and finally hang into a good one, and you can catch 2 or 3 good ones off of it. And you don't start it for a while. So your pumps are running, your lights are running, your graphs are running. Depending on if you got cameras going, it's just so much stuff and it's so much pull on it. So we put 100 amp hour in there to run our electronics. The cranking will just run a few odd end things in the boat, but it won't be my graphs. So, but I want to thank them as well. We're in the works with them as also on a few things I want to do for the show and for the YouTube channel as well. So, also want to thank Waterland Co. Waterland Eyewear. I have loved working with this company so far. They have been great to work with. They have been great to, just the communication with this company and what they want to do for their customers and provide them with the best possible eyewear out there for the conditions. They got some really great eyewear for men and women, different kinds of frames. I love the bed fishers. That's kind of been my favorite pair of sunglasses so far now, just because they wrap around my face so much and it just keeps all the light out. Even if you're not bed fishing, I know the name bed fisher, but if you're not bed fishing, they're just a great pair. And running down the lake with them is phenomenal because it keeps all that wind out your eyes and all that stuff. So, and they actually come out with a new pair too that's clear. So for
it's people, like safety glasses or whatever.
Yeah, like if you're doing early morning runs,
the
lake, you don't want the sunglasses on yet. They got them, or like for me running down the lake at nighttime, Chris. You got gnats and you can feel it when you run down a lake, just smack you in the face.
Oh yeah.
Put your, the clear ones on. I'm definitely going to give you those. Haven't got theirs yet, but you can save 15% on your next order if you use code OneObjective. And like I say, go in there and check it out. Go to put OneObjective in as your promo code at checkout, and you'll save yourself 15%. So let's dig into this show, Chris. Before we get into it, how have you been?
Doing all right. We're good.
Have you done any fishing? I seen y'all went out on a lake the other, it looked like,
last weekend. I didn't do any fishing though.
Yeah, just went riding around.
Just riding, yeah.
Just any crazies out there?
No, not really.
Wow,
there's a lot of people out there, but it won't no crazies.
That's phenomenal because
no characters or nothing. So.
Well, that's good. Would y'all just go out and ride? Was it fireworks going on then, or no?
No, that was a week after.
Yeah, that's right.
We came down to your house for the week of the fireworks.
That's right. Dirt.
Yeah.
I messed that up. My mind is like going 100 miles an hour with everything been going. It's actually, this weekend's been nice because I came back. We ended up leaving for ICast Tuesday afternoon, which was great. It's supposed to be me, James, and his daughter. His daughter and my son and my daughter, all our kids help out at the shop a lot. But his oldest daughter and my son are at that age now to where they can start kind of going to ICast or going to the Classic and kind of learning the business side of what goes on within this industry, So, but Matthew had camp he was going to. His daughter, his oldest daughter, we already had her signed up to go down, and James ends up getting a major elbow issue. Like they went ATV riding like the weekend before.
I don't know what that was.
That was my computer. Sorry.
Okay.
It was one of those restart things. Hey, you want to restart now?
Get it.
Yeah. But anyways, so he ended up getting, oh man, I can't think of what it was. in his elbow. I can't remember what I told you it was, Chris, but
carpal tunnel?
no, not
No, that's in your wrist.
yeah, it was
Tennis elbow?
no, it wasn't tennis. It was similar, but anyways, they had to go drain it. It was like a lot of fluid. They had to drain it. He couldn't move, man. I talked to him the night on the way down there. He could barely pick his arm up over his head. Like it was, and his hand was going numb. And they had to drain it, and there was no way he'd have made it down there. Like he was in a lot of pain. So, we promised his daughter she'd go. So we went down there, and she got to meet a lot of the people we work with, and some of the people that follow our stuff. And I think she had a good time. But it was important for her to see that side of the business, like what work is involved with this. You know, like with shaking hands and meeting the people that you work with so much, and the conversations, and it's more to it than just kind of like what we do, just sitting here talking or just getting behind the camera, you know what I mean? And fishing or posting a picture here on Facebook. Like it's more to it. So but anyways, we made the trip down Tuesday, got down there. We started Tuesday, got down there Wednesday. The week before that, we actually went camping, came back, worked 2 days, shipped everything out, and then took off down there and come back Thursday night. Had a meeting Thursday morning, left, came back, and went back to work Friday, and then come home. So what I'm getting at is this is the first weekend that we really didn't have much going on, and it was nice just to relax. We had thunderstorms, so I couldn't hardly mow the yard. You know, it was chill. I couldn't do some of the chores, so that's why I worked on putting my batteries in my boat, because where my boat's parked, I can, it's under my shed there, and I can work on my boat. So worked on that stuff and just tinkered with tackle. But anyways, let's kind of get into this show. Let's talk about ICast 2023. There was some things that was going on before we got down, and I was really excited to see that was going to happen, what was going to come out with. And there was some things that I seen, and I'm kind of like, why did they do that? But on another side of it, I can see why they did. But so the three things that really stuck out in my head going down there, and this is on the kayaking side, this really isn't tackle, but was the new EPDL from Old Town, and also the new Bonafide skiff, they call it, which was actually a pretty cool looking little boat. You know what I mean? Like if you want a little pond hopper or something, it looked like a pretty cool little ride. I don't know how it would do in the river. I don't know. Never been in one of these. So, and then also the new Titan X, which very impressed with. Ramel did a lot of work with rigging it. All you guys know him as Wizard. Did a really great job rigging that kayak with some cool electronics and lights and all that neat stuff. To really make it say, "Wow." Boat. But way the factory boat is, I think the team down there did a really good job on addressing some issues. Time will tell if the issues were fully addressed. Like how the Titans are. How my boat was, getting water in the hole.
Oh yeah,
getting water just where your feet are on the top deck, because it's like the deck was lower than what the water line was, so water just always came up if you didn't put scuffer plugs in. During the summer, it's not a big deal, but during the wintertime, man, you don't want to take a kayak out, really.
No, it don't get your feet cold.
Yeah. So, and you got to wear all these special waterproof boots. I didn't like that. Is a lot of the reason why I come out of the Titan. That was some of the reason. Other people know why, but that was some of the reason why we came out. But the rod storage that they did, the new seat design that they did, where you can turn, kind of like the new canoe setup, where it swivels and you can turn backwards to grab some stuff, or turn a little sideways so it ain't hurting you back or twisting funny just trying to get tackle out of your box. The new battery compartment that they put behind the seat, it's like a tray, and you can put your battery back there. You can shut it. Like that's really cool stuff. That's really awesome stuff that these kayak companies need to be looking into. There's still going to be people that's going to do custom battery boxes because they want everything in it. They want all this, fuse panels and breakers and all the, just so many different things people like to wire up in these. But I think they're on a good start for the Titan X. And I think with some of the stuff that they did, there was some few things on there I looked at, but it was, I don't know if that's their prototype boat. You know what I mean? I don't know if that was their full finished deal. So some stuff might be a little rough on the edges,
Yeah.
But there was some stuff I looked at. I was like, I don't know how that's going to do, but I think it might be okay. The Bonafide, like say the Skiff, I think that is probably going to be a pretty cool little deal. It just depends on the price point that they get at, because when people start looking at, well, you don't get nothing with this, but you get this with this. You know what I mean? It depends on what they want. I think that boat is going to be designed for people fishing like down there in the flats in Florida or off the coast, around the coast and those little flats and stuff like that. But I don't know. Time will tell with that boat. We thought the P127 was going to be a big deal, and I don't think it was as good as they anticipated it to be. So, but I think Bonafide. I won't say Bonafide. Let's say Big Adventures, because it was Bonafide and Native and all of them. I think they really showed out compared to a lot of companies. When it comes to, Jackson wasn't there, Feel Free wasn't there, New Canoe wasn't there. Hobie was there, but they're mainly just selling sunglasses. Their sunglass line. They had a PA in there, and then they had the oh gosh, why can't I think about what the name of it is? But I got one too, and I can't even think of the actual name of it. But their pedal board system, the Lynx. There we go. God, I couldn't think of it. The Lynx. They had that in there, and they just had just some typical rigged stuff on it, like fishing rod holders and stuff like that. But man, those sunglasses, man, like that's basically what they had sunglasses everywhere in there. Like they were really trying to push that line. So they really didn't have much, going on. But Yak Attack had a really good setup. Yak Attack had some cool stuff that came out. Yak Attack's got the new measuring board that's coming out.
Called the leaderboard, right?
Yeah, with some pretty cool features like the cold tag on there, where it basically
I've seen pictures of it.
Yeah, so like you could have your, when you fish these tournaments, you're taking so many pictures of so many fish you catch. Sometimes you might kind of lose track of what your smallest fish is. This way you can kind of mark it, and you can throw it up around this. I ain't going to worry about taking a picture of it and just throw it back, So they got some pretty cool features on that. I really like. I don't know what the price point's going to be on that. That was still up for discussion on where do they think they can get it, where they hope they can get it. You know what I mean? So I don't know how that's going to be. They also had another like a box system that they were designing that's kind of like a stackable box system that was still in the R&D phases.
Is the leaderboard plastic or is it aluminum like the?
It's plastic.
Oh, okay.
That polyurethane. I don't know what they call it, but it's plastic. So that's going to be the thing, is getting in the right price point. And then another thing with it also is just trying to get it certified for certain tournaments. Yeah. I see a lot of flack about it, and they're you're late to the game. No, you're not late to the game. You know what I mean? I hate when people say, "Oh, you're late to the game on this product." It just sounds like a stupid comment to me, because in all honesty, you look, we've been making bow mounts for a while, and you got a company coming out. You got a company coming out now that we're making bow mounts.
Yeah.
Are they late to the game? We've been doing it for a while, but it's just competition, man. It's just how the market is. People are going to make new products. You know what I mean? And this is going to kind of lead into some of the stuff we'll be talking about here in a minute. But missile baits. Not missile baits. Yak Attack did a really good job on bringing some stuff to the table, changing up some of their cam strap stuff so it makes it easier with like hooks, ways to strap down your black pack in the back, just the odd end things that they did, just kind of make things a little bit easier for us anglers out there on the water and the kayaks and stuff. So Yak Tech had a really good booth. It was a pleasure talking with them. To be honest with you, we talked with John Thomas at Yak Gadget. It was a pleasure talking with him. Really nice guy. That's the first time we've actually had the pleasure of talking back and forth in person. We've passed ways. A while back there was, I'm not going to say it was like a lot of riffraff, but there was just it's just competition.
Yeah.
Heads a little bit on certain things, but we got past that. And I think we actually got a decent friendship, you know what I mean? A business friendship when it comes to that, just talking and running ideas back and forth on stuff. So, also got to talk with Trey from Innovative Sportsman. He's got a new inflatable that he's designed and made some parts for it. Really, really nice. Did a really great job on that. I'd like to actually get one and use it on the river. Just see, they say it's.
Yeah, I've seen his pictures you sent me of it.
Yeah, so I'm looking forward to maybe trying to get in one of them and just go out in it and see how it is and meet up with Trey and go do some fishing. But yeah, those companies there, I think really brought something to the table, but there still wasn't that. I mean, I was really excited about the Yak Attack board. I think I was overly excited about the Yak Attack board. I don't know why. You know what I mean? Just because nothing towards any other companies. It's just something new. It's just another company doing it. But the EPDL, Old Town did a big build up for this. And then when it came out, I was just kind of like, electric assist pedal drive system.
Is that the one they had the little tank built up under it?
Yeah.
Just to show you. Yeah.
Yeah. And then they had one in their kayak. And from what I haven't looked up the price. I didn't look at it there. There was a lot of people around it. But from what I'm hearing, it's like $6,000.
Oh.
But don't hold me to this. I don't know. It sounds like it comes with its own lithium battery too.
Oh, okay. Well,
so I mean,
it might be too bad. It might be too bad.
You're looking at close to $1,000 of lithium if it's big enough.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But still, man, that's a lot of
it's a lot of money.
So I don't know how well that's going to do. This is going to be my confusion with it. Is, for instance, the Hobie. You can't run a motor with. You can use a motor during practice. But you can't run a motor with it. So you're going to have this whole electric system that you can still use the PDL system on. But how are they going to regulate? How are they going to? This is going to change a rule somewhere. How are they going to regulate this to put into a Hobie event? You usually say, hey, you can't use your electric, but you can use a PDL. Because, I mean, anybody could get out there and just cut that thing on, ain't around nobody. You know what I mean? The most honest person.
The only way you can regulate it is make everybody take off from the same spot and check their boat. Make sure they don't have a battery in it, power in it. The only way you can do it.
That's the only way you can do it. And I think, I don't know. It's just.
Plus, if you see some, I guess you could still put your feet up there and pedal it, even though you got it turned on. But
yeah, I mean, it's going to be really hard to regulate that. So I'm curious to see how this is going to go. Like, this is going to be some good conversation piece here in the coming months when Hobie's rules come out and all that. Bass not a big deal because you can run a motor.
Yeah.
There's other kayak events that you can't use electric motors in. Smaller events or they could be big events, but they're just not nationally known, like Hobie and Bass and all that stuff. So I don't know. I'm curious to see how that's going to go. I think it's a little pricey. I don't think you're going to get the speed out of it like you would. Like, I don't know. I mean, me personally, I think it's going to be at most 4 miles an hour.
They didn't have it out there on the little pond where people could run it?
If they did, we wouldn't there because that was Tuesday. They did on the water demo day.
Oh, okay.
So I didn't really see. I don't know if they had it up there or not because I didn't see. At least I haven't seen no videos out there. Anybody testing it. I've just seen what Old Town has showed some stuff, but I don't know what speeds they're getting out of it. So, but that was pretty interesting just to see. Like they're trying to. I just thought it was gonna be more. I don't know. I was thinking like a whole new kayak design with a whole different motor on the front. You know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't know how it was gonna go. So. I didn't see a lot. I mean, there was some people that thought it was really cool, and then I've seen a lot of negativity towards it. I don't know how it's going to do, but I know they can't push everything for the tournament anglers. They just can't.
No.
I mean, they already got their one. Was it a 132 or something like that? It's the one Casey Reed runs. It's already got the Minn Kota built into it with spot lock and all because this don't even have spot lock, and it costs that much money.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be. This could be more towards your guys that are just. Your average fishermen, I guess, that are fishing the ponds or the lakes or that really don't get into all that, the tournament side. I mean, there will be them guys that do it too, but I know Old Town can't push everything just towards the tournament anglers. You just can't do it. I mean, it's kind of like Hobie right now. They got their PAs. That's a tournament boat. They got their Outback. That can be a tournament boat as well, but that's tournament. That's saltwater fishermen. That's an all around boat, river fishermen, all that. So, and then they also have their lower models for just the weekend people that want to get out there and have a good time in a kayak. So I don't know what Old Town's push for this one was. Not real sure, but I'm curious to see how it's going to go here in the next couple months with orders and all that stuff. So, but like I say, there was a few good products that was out there. When it comes to the tackle side of things, I was just or just gadgets in general, I was kind of disappointed. Like it didn't seem, and then there's bait companies, and I'm not saying nothing towards some. I don't want to call out no bait company on this right here, But there's been baits that have been out for a while. You know what I mean? Like a crawl or whatever, and another bait company will come out with it and they'll put it in the product showcase thing and they'll win an award off of it. I'm like, really? This has been out for a while. It ain't like it swims itself or it's something made up new to it. You know what I mean? It might have one more leg on it or something, but how did you win a showcase with this? How do
they do the voting? Do people vote or does it?
Yeah, I mean, you go in and you can, they got certain people that go through and you can write down a number. You know
okay. Well, they probably got other buddies to vote for them.
Yeah. I don't know, man. And for instance, like let's pull up these two baits here that I was going to talk about, Chris. You can show the first one from the ICast. So this is the Nessie that Berkeley came out with, and it looks really cool. Like I didn't know nothing about this other bait we're going to talk about here in a minute. Because I follow some of the swim bait stuff, but I didn't know much about this other company. Okay. So I was like, man, this bait looks really cool. And then like seeing the videos and then working it through the water and all that, I was like, man, this is pretty amazing. I like this bait. So
is that the only color they had?
No, they had bunches and they got 3 different sizes.
Oh, okay.
So they got it down. What was it? Let me pull this picture.
Was it $55?
No, man, it's super cheap.
Wow.
Really cheap. Like I say, really impressed with the price point that they got it at. And this is what I think this is the deal with the other company and why it was a big deal. So let me pull this up. Hold on real quick. So it's the Powerbait Nessie. It's 3 sizes, 10 different colors from $7.99 to $12.99.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
No. And I mean, man, they got just some phenomenal looking colors. Just the way the bait looks like it works through the water is just super, super awesome. But this other company came out with a post, and I'm trying to pull it all up. It's the Grow Design Works. And Kevin Baxter, they call him the Batman. If you don't follow him on Facebook, he just asking, what do you people think about this? And he shared the post, and I was reading it, and basically, he went on there. This company, they're a Japanese company. Apparently, the baits are super, super expensive. Never really priced them. And I just started looking at them. Super expensive. And they're basically calling out like, hey, y'all knocked us off, blah, blah, blah. And then they won an award off of it, too. It's already out there, and they won an award, and I'm just like, I understand where they're coming from because it is kind of that's a crapshoot, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, that'd be like if somebody came out with the same exact bow mount for the Bonafide and posted it up there and they won best of show. I'd be pissed if it was the same features. Now, if they did something different, you know what I mean? It's different. And I was just like, God dang, that does kind of suck. Because I was like, man, they won that award, blah, blah, blah. And then you go look and you start looking, you're like, daggone, this guy's been making this bait for a while. And then they won an award off of it. So somebody been using it on, a professional been using it, and they went in and redesigned this thing. They wanted it on their thing. So I think you can pull that other one up here real quick so people can see. So this is basically the other one, the Grow Design one. You get time, go ahead.
Look at that one, and then look at that one.
Yeah. And I mean, their color schemes are a little different, but I think the way the bait itself is, a lot of the features and all that, the company was very disappointed. So, I don't know. That's how this industry is, man. I've learned it just on our side. We've had companies that we've tried to work with, and they seem buddy, and then you work with them for a month or so, and then all of a sudden, boom! Hey, look
what we made! Hey, yeah.
And then everybody's like, "Oh man, great design!
That's a great innovative design you got there, buddy."
So that's how this industry goes, man. It doesn't feel like there's any integrity in it anymore. You know what I mean? Like, I hate to be like this. I hate to be whining about it, but it does. It's like there's no integrity.
People can't come up with their own stuff anymore. No creativity.
Think about the Cinco, for instance. Look how many companies make a stickworm just like that.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, there's other companies that make stick baits that are a stick bait, but it's a different shape or different. You know what I mean? Like missile bait's 48, for instance. If you look at that, whole different shape, same concept, but they made it their own. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there's other companies out there that blatantly just look just like a Senko, but they might not use as much salt or because the Senko falls different. I mean, what was that one that we were using that we bought at? Was it Three Waters?
Red Rock River.
Was it Rock River? Is that what
The
we
one
got?
that made in Waynesboro?
Yeah.
Rock,
That's
Rock or Rock River or something like that. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah. And that looks identical to a Senko.
Yeah.
I mean, it works just as good. I mean, we caught smallmouth and everything off of them. You know what I mean? Like in the same color in the Senko that you can get. So, I mean, everybody's knocking everybody off. When I got down here to ICast and was looking for something new and something innovative, you know, I was like, man, it's not here. So I was a little disappointed. I know Berkeley, they got I think I was looking at this earlier. They got their frog that they came out with. I didn't send that to you, but it is Bobby Lane made the frog, designed the frog basically. It's a popping frog, and then they got a regular walking frog, which is very similar. I think it was Scum Frog. I think that's the one. Don't hold me to that one, but it's very,
like a Spro.
I mean, I think they're all. I'm just like, you know, some people change how soft the bodies are now. You know what I mean? Like frogs are getting a lot softer. So you'll have some companies like it was a couple of frogs that one of my friends, I ain't gonna say the brand name, but that Jason Hensley used, that was super soft, but they don't make them no more. But I mean, man, they were so incredibly soft, and he caught a lot more fish off of them because, you know, I mean, it's easier to get a hook set on when they're soft because they collapse.
Yeah.
But I don't know, man. I just, like I say, the big letdown was I got down here and it was just, I'm like, there's nothing new, like innovative, like nothing that you've never seen before. You know, like when a chatterbait came out, and at first,
that's just like its own thing. Now it's like 35 different versions of it.
Yeah,
called different names.
And then Z-Man comes out with another one that's the redesigned blade or something, or they had the one that was the big blade, but it always goes back to jackhammer now because that seems like that's the one that's producing.
Or like the Whopper Plopper.
Whopper Plopper, for instance. I mean, when that came out, it was a little different. You know what I mean? Like
now there's 35 different versions of it.
Yeah,
made by different companies.
Yeah,
it's exactly the same, but it's a different name.
Yeah, like the Bass Pro Shop. When you get that one, it's very similar.
Yeah.
Don't run nothing like it though. I got two of them.
No, nothing runs as good as the original Whopper Plopper.
So I don't know. It was a big letdown for me. I enjoyed getting down there and talking to people and meeting new people and talking to some of our pro staff people. Just had a good time with all that. Had a good time just, letting Jocelyn see everything, and how the trade shows are, what we go when we leave out of town all the time to go to these things, they finally get to see what we're doing.
He's talking about the lures that they make. They don't make lures that move themselves. They actually did.
Yeah.
Remember those?
Yeah. What was it? The
Chuck Woolery lures.
Frog.
Yeah,
did you
frog.
Those?
No, I think Steven that I used to work with. I think he got one time. Somebody gave him one.
That's a relic.
It was a frog and something else.
We need to see if we can buy one of those. I wonder
if you tie your lure to it, and then when you threw it out there, the string would pull out when you threw it out. And as you reel it, it was like a pull toy basically.
Yeah.
And as you reel in, it would do its little move or whatever the hell it did.
Yeah. Well, how about, for instance, like the duck? There was always like
the baby duck.
Yeah, like there was always some kind of like, and then the spider came out. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
there was always that one bait.
Snake.
Yeah, there was always that one bait that was the talk of ICast. It don't matter if it was stupid or not. You know what I mean? Like it was the talk of it. But it just, I don't know. Yeah. It seems like the Nessie's the talk of it, but it's on the bad side because of basically knocking off another bait. I don't know. I like Berkeley stuff. I'll probably throw it because it's at that price point that I like.
Yeah, it's not $35
or $150
or $300 or $300 some dollars like some of those swim baits.
Yeah, so like I will probably throw that bait. It's just a very appealing looking bait to me. And if it don't catch fish, it caught me. That's all I gotta say. So
throw it in the damn trash.
Yeah, if it don't work, you bust it on the dock when you try to skip it out of there. You didn't lose as much.
Yeah.
You load it in the top of a brush pile down there.
Now, is this one a soft plastic or hard?
I think it's hard. It's a hard plastic.
The tails look like they're
they look like soft plastic tail.
Okay, so this part right here is hard, and this right here is a soft. Okay.
Now go back to the other bait. See, like there's no hooks on that one right there. But I mean,
that looks like a hard body.
Yeah, that's definitely a hard body.
Yeah, that's why I thought maybe that's a hard body and this is a soft body, kind of like a
mag draft.
A mag draft. There you go. I know this was like a mag draft, the way it's made, soft body.
Yeah. But if you look at the hook design here, so they got the keeper. If you look in the middle of the bait, I'm trying to point at it, and you can't even see me. I don't know why I'm doing it.
Right here.
Yeah, but you look there, and then you got like a little snap. If you come down just a little bit further from that eye, right there.
Yeah, I see that little thing right there.
Holds that hook up.
Oh, just like a mag draft, except it's not a magnet, like a mag draft.
Yes, and their coal shad has that too. And by the way, real quick, if you guys haven't seen anything from Berkeley, they're actually recalling the coal shads. So they'll send you, if you go on their page, it's something to do with the plastic, is because the two I got don't run worth a crap. They run sideways, they run on their side, they run stupid, and they're recalling them right now. But what they're doing, you don't have to send it back to them. You just keep it and you take a picture and send it, and then they'll send you. So I applaud a company that's willing to go do that, because that's a big deal. Because that's a lot of money. They didn't
do that with every Norman ever made.
No lie.
Because none of them run straight. You
got one of them that runs right.
Yeah. Sorry, Norman, but
it is what it is.
Yeah.
And everybody knows. But yeah, so I don't know. I just was a little disappointed. There was nothing. There was no bait. There was one reel down there. It was an electric reel. You plugged it in and charged. I just seen a quick glimpse of it. I didn't pay no mind to it because it just looked.
Is this push a button and it reels itself?
Well, I think it's trying to do like the DC, the digital control that Shimano has.
Oh,
it seems like a charged battery or something. I don't know, because maybe Shimano has patents on that stuff and you can't.
It's like a Tesla fishing reel,
Tesla reel or something. I don't know, man. I was like,
autopilot.
I seen pictures and they were showing where you plug it in the bottom, and I was like, what in the hell? I'm sitting there thinking, you go out the next morning, like, oh damn.
So it's like a battery powered anti-backlash or something, or a brake or something.
I'll have to look it up, and maybe next show I'll have some.
Who's it made by?
I want to say it was Cast King.
Oh.
If you get a minute here in a little bit when I'm telling my story on my fish, you can look up.
I'll research it. We'll see if we can find
I think it's Cast, but I'm not sure on it. I got to go back and look it up. But I was just like, what? But I just panned through, like we were just walking down the aisles, and I just looked and I was like, it seemed like ICast was the year of the chair. Like there was different chairs, fold out chairs.
Oh, like for like just
chairs,
casual, just doing casual stuff or whatever.
Swinging chairs. I was just like, what is this? Like everybody's got a chair now. Bodie has their chairs, which they've always had a nice blow up, like tables and floats and all that stuff. So they've always had something pretty cool.
Yeah.
But like it was just, I see a lot of different chairs. And I was just like, 1 year ICast was the year of the coolers, and then 1 year it was the year of the buckets. Everybody had some kind of bucket,
like the Yeti bucket.
Yeah, I mean, some of these buckets had like accessory holders on them. Like if you were a bank fisherman, you know what I mean? Like you want to put all your tools and carry.
Yeah.
Like probably back in the day when we was catfishing, walking all them long distances down the tracks and all that to get to them spots, that was probably like something pretty cool to have. And then you could just sit there while you're waiting on your bucket.
Yeah.
Get a bite. But I don't know, man. I looked at a lot of different stuff and nothing never really said like this is, because the word game changer just gets thrown. I actually hate saying it anymore, to be honest with you. Like I just think it's thrown around so much because I've never really seen, like Whopper Plopper, like just stuff like that. Like the dude that invented a spinnerbait, that's game changer. Because you look at how many different variations of it is now.
Yeah.
When the Cinco came out, that's game changer. Okay. Now everybody throws the stuff, but you look the industry has evolved and changed around those products. When the crankbait came out, I mean, look at me, man, it was new crankbaits that came out. Strike King had similar like crawlers and stuff. And I'm just like, whatever. I don't know. I was very disappointed when it come to that. It was nothing really awesome. Shimano had some new reels, but for me to get super excited about a new reel coming out, I have never gotten like super excited about a new reel coming out. I don't know why. Like it's just
all the same. Ain't really much you can do to make it no different, really.
Yeah,
other than making it
lighter,
like 12-to-1 gear ratio or something like that. You throw it out and reel it twice, and it's back in.
Yeah, you're back in. The hell of a shaky reel. I just, I've never got like super excited about a reel coming out. Just it's never. I was always been a Quantum, and I went to Abu.
I think the last big thing with reels was anti-reverse, the infinite.
Yeah,
that was a big thing back in the day. Yeah, back in the 90s, and after that, it's just whatever.
And then when we got into the burner series, when we started getting into the 9 and 10, gear ratios, that was a big deal for a while. Now it's
just like whatever.
I think what's going on is the fishing industry is stagnant right now.
Yeah, I
think the money's tight with a lot of stuff. They're trying to work out things because you got to figure, man. We're just over COVID. We're the second. This is our second year after COVID.
Yeah, basically.
So like, there was a lot of dealers that overstocked because you couldn't get stuff. Now they can't really order too much because they're overstocked with a lot of stuff. In the tackle industry, man, it's easy to get overstocked with a bunch of baits. I mean, that's how we are right now. We got a bunch of stuff that hasn't sold. Certain colors sell great, certain don't. It's hard, but you never know because you could have that next good color in stock that no one can get, and it's hard to find. Yeah. I think when these bait companies come out with a bait, it's great for the first 3 or 4 months, and then it falls off. Some baits really get going. You look at the Mikey, for instance, from Jackal. That bait's been a pretty cool bait for many years, but then it really got popular when it went out and they quit making it, and it was hard. But it's only for certain scenarios. I mean, people probably use it for other things, but for us, it was always a shad spawn. You know what I mean? You throwing them on the banks and all that stuff. But like, there's certain baits you just don't hear a lot about anymore. You know what I mean? Like, they're good when they come out, and then you just don't hear a lot. Like the whopper plopper, for instance. Everybody throws a whopper plopper.
Yeah, this is coming. It's like a common thing. Everybody's got it now. So
yeah. So it's not. So these baits are gonna be all big and popular, and then I think it's just gonna fall off in the next couple months. And I don't know. I just felt like, me personally, to have a booth at ICast this year, to not unless you had that one epic bait that came out. You know what I mean? I know what ICast is for. ICast is to go down there and make connections.
Yeah.
It's to go down there and meet people that if you have a business you may want to sponsor, that may help your business go to that next level, or you can team up with another company and co-design a product, you got stuff like that you can really work on and build relationships. And for us, it was a couple of companies that we talked to down there that we're trying to build relationships. We're trying to build some marketing strategies to help with the show and push some products. You know what I mean? But as a spot to release new products, I feel like it was a waste of money this year. My opinion, 100%. I just think it'd been tough to go down there and have a booth that you're not got anything. This is the same stuff we've had for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
What do you think about it?
This got this fancy little name.
Yeah, we changed the packaging. I just
made it harder to open.
Yeah. Hook yourself trying to get the bait out. But other than that, man, I mean, that was just kind of my take on ICast. I was just kind of, I'm hoping that next year we better, maybe we'll kind of go through this. I don't know if we're fully in like a recession. I don't know. I hear, some people say we're in a recession. Some say we're at the beginning. I don't know. I don't know if that's changing things a lot with the fishing industry. I hate when I hear some of these big companies talking about they don't have the marketing dollars right now because last year was crap. Because last year was actually like a normal year.
Yeah. Well, everybody's comparing.
They're comparing the 2 years prior.
Yeah, because when people were getting money to sit at home.
Yeah.
And just spending it on useless stuff.
And they were just going out fishing all the time. So people were spending money on fishing. And so, yeah, your budget's going to look really good for those 2 years. But you also need to say, hey, this isn't going to go on forever. So a lot of these companies spend a lot of money to get, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just even probably get their stock back up. So now they got their stock back up. A lot of people are not ordering because some of these dealers have already overstocked. So they're not really having to order a whole lot of stuff right now. And I think the fishing industry is in a lull right now. It's not just the fishing industry, it's the outdoor industry itself. I know the biking industry is the same way right now. After talking with a couple people, it's like that with, bicycle, because bicycles were hard to get back then. And now
you couldn't hardly find them. Now they're a dime a dozen.
Yeah. So I think it's going to take another year or two to kind of pop out of this bubble. People get their marketing dollars reset, their budget reset, and then this is where we're at. Okay. So now we'll have, if you make an extra 500,000 to $1 million or whatever, these big companies make, I don't know. That's a good year. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If it falls off a little bit, we did okay, but it's not as good as it was last year. But the 2 years of COVID, it was like, holy crap, we're rich.
Yeah.
But like you can't take that as a normal year. You can't take that as going to be the next several years. Because for us, for instance, COVID was insane for us. We went through, but we took our money and we invested in our shop and invested in making it more. I'm trying to think of the word.
Efficient.
Yeah, there we go. Efficient, to where we can ship things out quicker. We invested in just different tools to make products quicker and make products cleaner and just stuff like that. You know what I mean?
All your factory workers, got
Oh yeah, all 25,000
factory workers.
Yeah. That's did we talk about that last show when we looked it up on Google and what they said we made a year and how many average employees we have? I was like, blowed my mind. I was like, who in the hell come up with this information? So anyways, but I just think the fishing's in a lull. I think it's going to come out of it. We just got to see what this market, the market itself in general of the whole United States and the world is going to do to see how we're going to bounce back as an industry. So I don't know. I think it's there. I think everybody's going to do okay. It's just the money there for R&D and new product design and all that. I think it's getting cut back a little bit. So the next couple of years, you'll probably see some companies coming out with some pretty crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I think there's some new kayaks that are in the works.
That just revamp the helicopter lure and give it another shot.
I was saying, and the banjo worm, minnow.
The banjo minnow.
So, but yeah, so that's my take. We come back, we had a good time, met a lot of great people, and we didn't go last year. This year was pretty fun. Just like say, just disappointing in the product that was released or product that wasn't there that should have been, I guess. So anyways, but one more thing I want to talk about before we go. And have any of y'all had what we're going to call $1,000 fish? And this wasn't quite $1,000. Well, by the time you figure everything up that in the process, that right there is $1,000 fish. That's what I'm going to call it. We're just going to round it to it because we're about 8. I think we're around 8.
Yeah.
And then when I add the other part into it, we're close to a grand. But that fish right there, he's about 4.5. Right, he was right at 5 pounds when we measured him. It was like 490 something or something like that. I think it was. And my dad was with me, so my dad's got a little some medical conditions where it makes it hard for him to breathe. So that's like 2:30 in the morning. He was tired, so I went back to grab the net and get this fish for myself because, like I said, Dad he was just worn out. He couldn't move too much, and when I stepped back up, I somehow or another caught up under my reels. Now that Ranger gunnel is tall. I used to have a Skeeter, and you remember that, Chris? It was very thin. You could pump one right off the side very easily in that boat. Yep. Never did it in that boat.
Nope.
This here, my foot just went under one of my rod and reels as I was moving around and kicked it right over the side of the boat, like a hacky sack. I just punted it right up over the side of the boat. And at the time that I realized, I'm tired. I'm fighting a fish in one hand. I got the net in the other. And I should have just basically bailed and grabbed it in the water. I'm in shorts. I'm in a hoodie, but it's not that bad. Water temperature at that point was still like 70. And the rod sank to the bottom. Like quick. Like it was like a brick tied to it. You know, a lot of times you throw them over the side, they're kind of there for a couple seconds. You got to,
they bob a little bit, and they finally.
yeah, then they just sink on down. Well, that one sunk like a rock. So when I dropped the net real quick to reach down, I just felt the tip of the rod and it went down. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So, anyways, I take this picture. Dad's like, why are you not that happy? That's not. I don't think he realized what I did yet. And I said, Dad, I just kicked over almost a $800 setup. He's like, what? I'm like, yeah, I just kicked over $800 or some dollar rod. And I couldn't figure out what rod setup it was, but I knew that it was one of my nice setups right there. And I looked around and I was like, well, maybe it was one of my cheaper ones. Maybe it was just like a $200 setup.
It's never that one. It's always the expensive one.
It was my nice jerkbait rod setup. And yep, that went overside. So I call that my $1,000 fish. No, not $1,000 like I won big fish, like $1,000. That fish cost me a lot of daggone money. So, anyways, I hire a scuba diver for $125 but the crazy thing is, the scuba diver is a super nice guy, older guy. Ended up getting some medical problems. Okay, so we had to put off for weeks for this. So I made a contraption, it's like a long piece of metal, man. I think that thing was like 20 some inches long. And I drilled holes all the way through it. And I put treble hooks off the back. And then I put a big hole in the center and put like a big rope. You know what I mean? I put a ring and a rope. And I was dragging the bottom down. And I don't know how many times I hung up. I bent hooks, broke hooks. I got my little rig back, but I never hung that rod. So talking to Diver, that spot has a lot of fish down there. I mean, he went down there. He said, man, it's fish everywhere. So it's good to know that there's a lot of fish there. Yeah. But like he said, it had a jerkbait on it. A catfish could have swam by and snagged that thing and drug it out further.
Yeah, or somebody could have been fishing there and hooked it and
drug a rig or a deep diving crankbait and hooked it. Yep. And they got a hell of a price.
Yeah.
So congratulations to whoever if you did catch it. If you don't mind returning it, it'd be great as well. But I'll pay you a little bit for it if you don't mind. But but yeah, so. Anyways, I ended up losing that. That's my $1,000 fish. That's the most expensive fish I think I've caught. So, anyways, that's how that goes.
Well, at least it wasn't a dink.
Yeah, at least it
wasn't a pound and a half fish or something.
Yeah, that'd really suck. At least I had a memorable fish there. The crazy thing is that's the only fish we caught all night long.
Huh.
That's when I was telling you the water was like mud up there at night, and we put in at dark. And I went to my daughter's softball game, and then we came back and fished for a little bit. And it was dark. And when I was at the boat ramp, I was like, God dang, the water looks dirty. But then we got further out, and it was like mud. So didn't realize it. Shad spawn wasn't going good. It was tough. So got that off Carolina rig. But that's my $1,000 fish. I'm hoping that I don't lose no more. Knock on wood here. I don't lose no more.
You gotta get them big float things you put on the butts of them.
Yeah. I'm gonna do something, man, because that one hurts. That hurt the heart.
Oh yeah,
and everything. So I don't know what's worse, losing like a 10-pounder or kicking that rod over the side. You know what I mean? Like if you physically knew it was a 10-pounder when it came up flopping, or kicking that setup over the side of the boat.
I'd rather have lost the fish than a reel myself, but that's just me.
Yeah, that's 100% me right now. So
because you're gonna put the fish back regardless.
Yeah. Or you just kill it because you did lose a rod and reel, and you're like,
yeah,
you're dying. You're going on the wall. I ain't doing a replica.
Yeah.
No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, that's how it goes, man. I hope you guys enjoyed this show tonight. It was fun getting back on here. Like I say, I'm working on a guest for next Sunday. Chris won't be with us, but I'm gonna try to man this thing and not screw it up so bad. But if you can, please go on there and rate our show. Hopefully give us a good rating. It means a lot on Apple. And then all other platforms they have a rating system. Please go on there and hit that. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook, whatever, go ahead and hit the like button, hit the thumbs up button, and subscribe to our channel, please. And then also, if you can, go to OneObjective Outdoors. That's our new channel. We're at what did I say we were at? 400 and some, I think. We're at 9,817 on our regular OneObjective. We're almost at 10,000. So yeah, we're close. If y'all can hit that, I'd love to hit that by the end of the year. And right now we're at 481. subscribers on the One Objective Outdoors. Now, we haven't done a whole lot with it here lately, just because the content that we have, the time we've been out fishing has been dark. So it's been kind of hard, or we've been doing a tournament, and I just ain't worried about the camera. So my tournament season's over for the night stuff. I don't think I'm going to fish anymore. I don't have a chance at one of the points things we're in. So I think I'm just going to pull back and just worry about doing some filming. So me and Chris, you get back from your trip, your vacation, we're going to probably go out and try to start doing some filming, doing some of that stuff. So, but other than that, I mean, please guys, hit the like button, hit subscribe buttons. Also check out all our sponsors that we shared today. Missile Baits, Amped Outdoors, Waterland. If you go to Waterland, use promo code OneObjective, save yourself 15% on a new pair of sunglasses. But other than that, guys, hope you enjoyed it. I'll talk to you later. See you.
See ya.